Well, the midheaven is with Uranus in Taurus as I broadcast. It's a Saturn hour, but Saturn is in Pisces, and this is, yes, I believe a soul day, a moon day, very likely, moon in Capricorn. Lilith trines Uranus, and Jupiter is applying to Uranus, so it's good enough for reason. I want to talk about hydrogen bombs. And the concept of hydrogen bomb, basically, I looked a little bit about an A bomb, and basically to create it, you need a nuclear reaction that travels like a pandemic, so kind of like exponential growth. And then from a nuclear bomb, of course, you have a lot of energy. And the hydrogen bomb is basically a technique to create more explosions from this indefinitely. So if you think about the how abouts of um, destroying an entire society in a fraction of a second, which is one of the closest to being bombarded with comments that do explode the earth. Um, so that has been real life possibility since post Los Alamos. And the problems have been orchestrated and created, of course, accordingly. But what I want to talk about from the perspective of, you know, um, a type of perspective that is a bit distant to um, just many other perspectives, and that is how societies are eventually destroyed. And we understand that as we look at the various disasters and genocides and horrors that happen in the world, there is the question: if you save people from atrocity, okay, will they start practicing the same violations of human rights they practiced before you saved them? So if you save a couple, let's say, of refugees, will the husband beat the wife again? So in the places where genuine efforts were done to change those realities, you saw progress and you saw people um, succeeding even after being refugees and living a life and enriching both cultures, because diversity of culture is a lovely thing. Um, None of the videos here, including this painting, would probably not be made without the possibility of cultures to meet and to engage and to create something. Um, that being said, when we have these practices um, that use children as a trust card amongst not just elite, because it would go down and down to everyday society. Um, People are not raised to practice willing consent. And the only thing that they would have as an alternative is washing of their activism for their rights. Okay, so your sexual education for children would look like a pedophilia class. Yeah, this is the program for 2030. Um, and so this creates masses upon masses of people worldwide that just want to poof out. If you are a spiritual person, you would say, oh, the gods see that and they say, okay, a lot of these people don't want to be here anymore. and it doesn't seem like the other people are practicing something different, and they have a choice to be a co-creator. So we'll make sure that the technology and the keys to unlock the energy to support this death wish will exist. If it doesn't work, if the social experiment doesn't work, then, like a painter who painted a picture and they're like, okay, I don't really like what I see here. Let's paint another dream, paint another picture, write another story. And I'm saying this because we can write another story. And I'm reminding that it's not about what happened 100 years ago or 80 years ago. It is that we have the ability to destroy very much the entire Earth in a fraction of seconds. So, and this is the H-bomb, this is the hydrogen bomb. And other technologies likely have diverged from it, and we didn't hear about it. You always, when you do appraisal in such a field, you always have to take into consideration that the situation is way more advanced than you thought, rather than, they probably are not anywhere near there yet. They have been there in Los Alamos. There shouldn't be a reason to not be way more progressive in 2024 or 2025. And so, however, other thing that has been more progressive is our understanding that to cry colonialism when your tribe do honor killing, rape people, cannibalizes people if they are enemies or so, of course, a bomb is ending a war better. If not, then a nuke, if it is a city. If there are multiple societies that are all crying, oh, let us be free, but your freedom is oppressive. You're oppressing your children, you're selling your children, you're murdering your people. And also what we call the Western societies. Yes, of course, cultures that practice child bride will find an abundance of fertile soil to practice this on the land of, let's say, Europe or the United States, when there are forces that use children as trust card. Okay, you can see the marriage between these types of practices, between religious radical fundamentalism and ritual sacrifice, and using kids as a trust card, so that you can extort people and you can only promote people if they do sleep with these children, because after that you can, in your convenience, expose, and like a tower of cards, hey, some politician said something, you want to divert the tactics. Oh, look at this musician, he was a member of Peter Ring, he was a trafficker, and indeed all this bad. But it is the praxis of expandable children that is in a almost Catholic marriage with the fundamentalist religions that we see, whether it's Islam, Judaism, or Christianity. Any religion that is not secular, in the sense that respect autonomy, sovereignty, human right, the ability to practice esoterics of the religion in favor of humanity, then any type of fundamentalism is, in marriage with this practice of expandable children. There's no religion is exempt from this, and no atheism is exempt from this. Okay. When the bomb drop, it doesn't matter what your nationality is. It doesn't matter what tribe you come from, whether you braid your hair, you don't braid your hair, the color of your skin, your social status, It's very much like the Shakespearean play, the skull, holding the skull is kind of like thinking, oh, we all die. We don't know too much, but what we do know is that people pretty much end up this way when they die. Um, and if you think we are not facing with such disasters, of course we are. Of course we are. If you think there are bunkers that can survive this, maybe, but the people would have wished that they would have died. This is pure psychology. You don't have to be a genius to understand this. And so, what can each and every one of us do is at least if we look at this reality before it happens, of course we can intercept this. Even the power, of nervous system, the power of nervous system is tremendous. And just like this is possibility, there's another story that can be written here. There's enough technology, land, water, air. There is enough. And when people practice willing consent, first of all, children have childhood, because children cannot consent. And when people are not, when they are in good balance between sleep, rest, and action, first of all, their orgasms are better tantrically. But also, their work is more effective when they are working, and the sleep is more satisfying when they are sleeping. Part of healing is finding this path of recovery between too much work and lethargy. So finding the golden way, it's a lifelong practice. Of course, the structures, the society or economy has to accommodate. Well, it's no problem. Economy is already coming down, so we'll have to build something different. And many people are already in trauma, so our society will have to accommodate to the most disabled, post-traumatic people. Will have to be really inclusive. And the more we are tending to it, and resting. Rest is very important. It's not just action. Okay. If somebody was sleeping on the shift when they would drop Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they would not drop Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I also want to tell you, and I saw this again today, the documentary about Oppenheimer, a documentary. And the people who navigate the buttons that push the bombs, they don't know what they're doing. They're told, oh, you press this button and you see if this light comes up, then you press that button. You have no idea what you're doing. If you have no idea what you're doing, yes, and of course the atomic veterans, the pilots, they were silenced for 50 years. Yes, those who did know when the bomb is actually dropped. And this is also true to nowadays. If you heard this testimonial of a person who was a spy, I think it was Louis. I would need to come up with that in the comments. But he said, we were sitting in this room, in this bunker, and you press a button. Now, you don't know if this is a drill or not a drill. Yes, in 1995, they murdered the Israeli Prime Minister Rabin, and the murderer said it is false, it's false. He shot the bullets into his back, and he said, this is false, okay, like this is a drill. And We don't know too much about the case, but it's not unlikely that the person would be told, this is a drill, we are running a drill, and you're going to act like you're going to shoot this person, and we see how the security operates, how this operates, and they give him actual bullets. There was another journalist recently that was assassinated on a movie set in quite similar fashion. So disobey orders. If you don't know what you are doing, disobey orders. Okay? You don't just follow the rules. In societies like Europe, like Germany, like Netherlands, where you just follow the rules because this is the rules, it's very easy to do such things. Very easy. But the army is set to rebel. The army is set to rebel. But the question is, if we practice willing consent, if we understand that we have the right, it's not even the right. We look around us, if I look at my cat, what is it doing all day? It's sleeping. In nature, the same, it's sleeping, it's playing, the same. Sometimes has to hunt for food, too. But mostly, it's just relaxing and enjoying life and bringing peace to everyone around. Yes, and there is enough distance because there has to be enough space for everyone. Yes, nature is not hustling, it's not working hard. It wouldn't be here if it would be. So, yes, we can absolutely write another story. And the story has the power to be the correct story. And a part of right now, Saturn is in Pisces and Mars is going to conjoin it with the eclipse. We're going to have a reality check on our worst strategies, darlings. You are afraid of A-bombs? First of all, who's scared of A-bombs when you have such torture, such horrid things happening? Then it's more humane to destroy the entire humanity and the entire planet Earth with a hydrogen bomb. More humane. The cosmos will live. That being said, if life here is mostly pleasant, it's the birthing into the world is orgasmic and lovely. To make love is a pleasurable experience for people. To do something creative is a pleasurable experience for people that have good rest, they sleep well, the nervous system overall enjoying itself, and there's no reason for it not to be. Then, death is mostly a pleasant experience where you meet, I don't know, those who were here before and maybe they want to come as another experience or another experience. Yes, and this is a beautiful story. This is a nice story. This is not a story that would bring us masses upon masses of people that you don't even know that they exist. You don't even know that they exist even in the central cities. Even today, you think about those that are kidnapped and are refugees at war, but you don't see the everyday life of people who endure violence, and not just domestic, okay? Many human beings and animals on this planet Earth want to just poof out. These breeds, this is like a dream. They are dreaming a dream that they don't want to torture, they don't want to this, they just want to poof out. Of course, a hydrogen bomb is a tremendously effective solution. And of course, if one person on Earth is suffering this much, then for them to not be suffering is more important than for us to be just enjoying our lives. And I do want to enjoy life, okay? So we need to enable the dream of good life here on Earth for more and more people. And when you are focused on that, then you're telling another story. And this is what the point of this video is. It's not to scare you to death, because it's not scary. It basically means that help is coming, even if help is the destruction of, even if the entire earth has to go kaboom, it will. But we can write another story. We just need the people to not have masses and masses and masses of people and animals that are just wanting to poof out at every single day. We can write a better story for ourselves and write that a better story for us, and that these people will be the true story.